Good morning, Hong Kong. It's the morning show with Joe, and on today's report, I want to talk about this. Poka Sapporo Subu Tepuri Zaikatu grapefruit juice. Now, many of you might be familiar with the other show that I co-host, Crazy Hong Kong, where we review Asian snack foods and drinks, but this isn't a review. No, today I don't want to review the drink. I want to talk about the aluminum bottle that it comes in. Now, two things to note. I don't like grapefruit juice. I hate it. I hate it. So if this was a review, it'd be a little bit skewed and biased. And on the morning show with Joe, we only like to give a balanced and fair commentary and news. Secondly, the thing to note is that when I picked this up, I didn't actually realize that this was grapefruit juice. I basically quickly took it off the shelf at a 7-Eleven, and I thought to myself, wow, what a refreshing and delicious looking can of peach orange juice. So you can imagine my surprise when I took my first taste and it was grapefruit juice. The one sip, I think to myself, how could I make the most of this purchase? And that's when I realized, wait a minute, this aluminum can, this should be reusable, right? Well, I could take this, wash it out, and then make it a nice, cheap, reusable water bottle, all right? You know, environmentally friendly. This is where the story takes a bizarre turn, all right? After washing the bottle, you know, fill it up with filtered water. I put it in the refrigerator, cool it down. Nice bottle of crisp, cool, refreshing, flavorless water. And when I take a sip, I get grapefruit flavored water. So I'm like, wait, what happened? You know, I'm thinking maybe we didn't wash the, bottle thoroughly enough. So I washed it again, do it again. Put some filtered water in it, put it in the fridge, take it back out, and again, grapefruit flavored water. I started looking up online, and unfortunately, looking up all over Google, I found very scant details about the pros and cons of reusing aluminum juice bottles, whether it's grapefruit juice or any juice for that matter. Many of the sites that I did find were talking about reusing plastic water and juice bottles and warning against it. So they say basically do not reuse plastic water bottles that used to have juice or water in it. They're not really built for that. But I couldn't find a lot of information on aluminum. I did find some guys talking about reusing aluminum beer bottles. There was people going back and forth debating this. Most of the insight that I got from the people that were saying that were pro reusing beer bottles, aluminum beer bottles, seemed to kind of be along the lines of like, hey, why not? It's a free bottle. I mean, I've been doing it for like a month and I haven't gotten sick yet, so hey, why not? So I figured, all right, let me try to find something a little bit more persuasive as far as sounding like it's people who've actually researched more into this. Best I could find was a bunch of sites that talked about the pros and cons of actual water bottles, like made for water, using as a water bottle, debating pros and cons between plastic, aluminum, or steel. And that's where I found, I guess, probably the most convincing insight. So what I found was a lot of people were saying beware of using aluminum water bottles. It seems that aluminum actually is reactive to acids and various compounds. So sometimes it could come in contact with a liquid and begin a chemical reaction, actually, which I wasn't aware. I thought it was pretty liquid proof, but apparently, yeah, it does react to certain acids and certain compounds, and that's why often companies will put a plastic lining within the bottle, so to kind of seal it for when you put different liquids inside and so forth. So, but the thing is, they also said that you have to be very careful to watch out if these bottles, if the lining has BPAs or anything along those lines, because that could, after time, leak into the liquid just as much as, I guess, the aluminum could, in theory, leak into liquid. So going back to the bottle here, that does raise some questions. Does Poka Sapporo use a plastic-like lining within this bottle, or is it basically just aluminum inside? And if it does use the plastic lining, does it have BPA's in it? And does the plastic lining in here, does it absorb this grapefruit flavor and smell? And or was it a matter of that, like in the washing process, did the plastic lining get ruptured or get somehow affected? So of course, unfortunately, these are questions that I was not able to answer at press time. The whole bottle is in Japanese, so I can't find out if there's BPA's or anything like that within the bottle. But it does, give some perspective that, possibly going the frugal, cost-effective way might not be the way to go at all times, especially if you want just a water bottle that helps you keep water tasting like water. This basically kept on tasting like grapefruit, and while I couldn't resolve as to why it does bring up enough suspicions that maybe I should just recycle this.